Humble yourself to the side of the Lord. Humble yourself to the side of the Lord. And He will lift you up. And He will lift you up. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. How saved a wretch like me. That saved a wretch like me.
Thank you very much. Colton did what nobody else would do. Right. So hello, family. Hello, Chris. So what do we got on the slides this morning? So I know we got a sick day at Rush going on right now, so we got several out. So get started.
Big 6-8 at Braden Kirby's house. Dylan Whitlock will be speaking.
Nice. Dylan, all right. Nice. So Braden Kirby's house. Any impact people here? We got any of our interns here? All right. Impact announcement coming soon. Yeah.
Probably will be 6 to 8.
Actually, I think it is here. Yeah. Jenny.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it is here. I think Bailey's speaking actually. Now I think about it. Yeah, I think that's Bailey. There we go. We do got some answers here. So Bailey is speaking. So that's gonna be awesome. Come here, Bailey, speak. Anybody have any youth Bibles? If you have any of those, today's the last day to bring those in. Feel free to hand them to me, and I will give them to you, Philip. All right? What else we got? Middle school laser tag. That's Saturday. That's in less than a week away. Who's doing the laser tag? Again, I don't remember the time. I think it's we think it's 9 o'clock. Check this out the video. It's all in there. I think we got a QR code coming up, right? What's the cereal? What's the cereal name? Is that Wednesday? So,
Pajamas on Wednesday.
okay. Did y'all hear that?
Listen to him.
Did y'all hear that? Am I getting that right, high school? Pajamas on Wednesday? And we're going to have cereal. I believe the time is the same. Look for a text from the interns this week, okay? They'll give you more detail. Don't forget about that.
All right, listen up. Listen up.
The next is the QR code, right? Y'all know this. Scan this, grab it, you'll find all the details I talked about. Phil's not here today, obviously, so high school staying here for normal. Everybody's been in their own spot. It's just that Phil's not here. They're all in the rush, all right? Let's end with a prayer, and we'll scatter our classes. All right? God, thank you again for another time to come here and learn more about you. We're thankful for each and every person here, God, and all these dedicated souls that want to live for you, thank you for learning and grow their wisdom, God. Please continue to be with all the students here, God. Be with each of us this week and watch over us. Be with the group of 3 this week. Pray for safe travels back home. And thank you for those opportunities. And thank you, Lord God, for all you do, especially your Son. Your Son who gave his life for us. Hey guys, let's all come over here together. Come over and forward, all right? Over and forward. Yes, ladies, you in the back. How about the front half, all right? Anywhere in the front half here would be great. Does Phil not make y'all move over, or does he let y'all scatter? Yeah. Aim at the computer. Alright. Hey, does anybody remember, does anybody ever play this game? Have y'all ever heard of it? Am I too, is this too old for you guys? No? How's it work? Who's played it?
There's bombs, and you have to put a flag on them, and you have to not click on
You have to not click on it. And the numbers tell you, hey, as you're clicking around this thing, it starts out with a bunch of gray squares, and you click on these gray squares, and you slowly reveal it. And then from there, you got to figure out if there's a bomb there or not. The numbers use that, okay? So we're going to play a little game of Minesweeper. I need somebody to be the one walking through the mine. And you got to do it with your eyes closed. Who wants to be my volunteer? That's what I need middle school. They'd be all over this. Let me do it. Come on. Philip said y'all would jump at this.
All right.
Then you do it. All right, come on. All right, so what you got to do, all right, I'm going to close your eyes. I'll mix some things up a little bit. You're going to walk through a minefield and you cannot touch anything. Okay? All right? You touch anything, this group's going to buzz you. All right? A loud buzz. All right? So you got to go from here through the doors on the other side. All right? And you cannot touch anything. All right? So I'm going to move our minefield around. Okay? And if you hit anything, somebody's going to buzz you. Okay? Actually, the whole group is going to buzz you. All right? All right? So start walking. I'm just going to make the first one easy. Y'all stink. That's the worst buzzer. Let's give her a real buzz.
Am I supposed to start again?
Yeah, you're going to start again. And come on. All right. All right. That was our first attempt. All right. So what would make it easier?
If I have my eyes open.
You guys your eyes open. You guys keep your eyes closed. This is Minesweeper. We don't know what would make it easier for them, guys.
Okay, so which way to turn?
I don't know. Tell you which way to turn.
direction. Someone would lead.
Okay. All right. All right. So somebody this time, somebody's gonna tell them which way to turn. Okay. And keep in mind, you can't hit anything. All right. All right. Come on.
You go left, you go left, you go left, you go one more step. One more step, stop half one, there you go. Go forward. Go forward.
You hit the wall.
Am I not allowed to
Wall. Dude, you can't hit anything.
Oh,
And. All right. We're gonna do, what will make it easier? Let's try again. What will make it easier this time?
You had a guy.
If you had a guide, you think so?
I think so.
All right, let's try it. We got it. Let's see if that does it. Put a few more landmines up. Change the all right. All right, let's try this now. All right, who's you got it?
I got it.
All right. All right.
Mike Dillon, you're gonna hold hands with it.
Are you gonna hold his hands?
He's one. You got it. Straight. There you go. Oh.
All right. All right.
We got this.
What would make it easier?
He can open his eyes.
If he can open an eyes, but it's landmines, so you don't know where they're at.
Right?
So what are you gonna do?
What if there were no chairs?
Well, there has to be mine.
What if there are no chairs? What else? What can we do? Less chairs. We gotta have the mines. I don't know. See if that works.
Two guys?
Two guys, if that
Alright,
works.
let's give it a shot. Anyone else wants to come here?
All right. You guys can do anything to help him. Anything. You just can't open his eyes.
Stop right. Keep going.
push the wall.
Alright, we're gonna go. There you go. Oh.
All right, good job, good job, good job. Here, y'all let me put my mind back in order here. Thank you. And while we're doing that, all right. So, what did you guys learn? Got up there by himself. What did we learn? Did he do it on his own? What?
No, sir.
No, no. We learned you need help, right? Sometimes you need somebody to help you to take you through. And actually, and I stole some of these slides from Philip. It's not sometimes you need help, right? You guys think about a stage in your life when you needed help. All right? When you guys were a baby. What was it like when you were a baby? Did you do it on your own?
Really helped us very much.
What did you need when you were a baby?
Food, water.
Food? Somebody feed you? What else? Sleep? Actually, somebody actually had to physically rock you to sleep, right? Right? Somebody change your diaper? Right. Somebody pick you up, somebody carry you out. I didn't think about it. That was actually a cool time. You had a personal servant in everything you did. You were kind of like being a king. You didn't have to do anything on your own. You guys ever think, it would be cool to have a life? I don't have to do anything wrong. Well, you had it already. You actually were a baby, right? All right, elementary school. Y'all need help there. A little bit?
A little bit.
What did you need help with? What did you need help with? Tying your shoes. Getting to school. Making the right decisions. It's hard. Did you make some good decisions on your own? Yeah, but there were some you made.
But you were not for your parents.
Oh, okay. Now we're hitting someplace. All right, let's keep rolling this. Middle school. You guys just came from there. Need help in middle school. What did you need help with in middle school?
Mind starts changing and you need assistance.
What's our thing?
Your mind.
Your mind. I agree with that. I would say, was middle school easy? I hated middle school. My worst grade was 7th grade. What was y'all's worst grade? Is it 7th or is it 6th? Middle school starts at what, 6th now? What was so bad about? What was so bad about that hard grade?
Well, COVID also for a year.
What?
COVID was my.
COVID. Oh. I don't know. I wish I had COVID myself. That stunk. I hated 7th grade. That's the time I got picked on. I got bullied. I didn't know what I was doing. When the bathroom was full of smoke. Kids still smoke at school. They need help. They need help. You guys are in high school now. What do y'all need help with now?
Learning how to progress into adulthood the correct way.
Learning how to burn it. Okay. I agree with that. Who helps you with that?
Parents.
Parents. What else do you need help with? Does everybody drive?
Learn how to drive too.
Is anybody being taught how to drive? Being taught or being taught right now? Maybe I don't think that's great. I guess there's some non-drivers out there. If you're a non-driver, what are you going to do? You're going to keep people driving places, right? Do y'all want this car, Philip? Yeah. All right, that's fair. I don't feel so bad now. All right, okay, so you're in high school. How about when you get to college? What are you going to do when you get into college?
You're going to be, say, 80% on your own.
Thanks,
You're also going to need assistance, economically. Pretty much do most of it on your own.
Think so? Well, Alexa's been in college for over a year now. I think she called me for me to help home.
She probably called you about that time.
Actually, she never called me. But it doesn't mean she doesn't call. Yeah. She needs funds for things. She needs tips on when she goes to the classes, okay? Just what What have you learned? What have you been in the past? Hey, I gotta buy books. I buy books. I not buy books. I get my books online. But if I don't get books, so I live off campus. So I live on campus. Do I need a meal plan? How much of a meal plan do I need? Where I start? How do I apply for college? How do I apply for scholarships? How do I, you know, every time they say no, what does that mean? How do I handle that? What do I do there? You guys feel pretty independent right now?
Some areas and some areas, especially.
Who thinks their parents are stupid? Y'all's age, there's sometimes I thought, my parents are just trying to be crazy. I know, when you get to college, you're going to think, you know, even more than that. That's pretty tough. All right? You think you need help when you get married? Think you pretty much have things covered by then? Why not? Why do you think you're going to need help when you get married?
Some do, never been there before.
Yeah. All right. How about when you get a job? You need help getting a job? I think you're on train. You've already been through school, all that. You think you need help to have that job?
Some do, so you probably will.
A lot of, no matter what you guys go in, most of it, when you get there, you're going to get a lot of what you learn on all the job training. I don't care if you learn to be an accountant. You're going to have to learn their systems when you get in. You've got to grade something. You're going to have to sit down and start that out. All right? You come full circle around. You're married. You got a job. You have kids. All right? By now, you're doing everything. You're doing everything on your own there. You have kids. You think you're going to need help? You're not sure. You take care of baby. Absolutely not. You're going to need help. That's probably when the point in your life you're going to find out you are the stupidest you've ever been in your entire life. I thought I had it all together. I thought I had it all together when we had Alexa and started taking care of her. And I realized that I know nothing. My entire 30 years, I know squat. I know squat. And one thing I learned is there's not a stage in my life where I don't need help. Every stage in my life, I needed help. Even my mom came over yesterday. She said, son, I need my car checked out. What do I do? I don't know how to change oil. I don't know how to check fluids. I don't know how to change my air filter. I didn't know I had a cabin air filter. Where's that? How did you know to clean that? She needed help. So I had to help her with those things. Okay. Anybody play any old Mario games? Y'all remember? Have y'all ever seen this one? Y'all remember this Mario game? What is that? Ah, it is. Super Mario 3. That's probably, y'all probably weren't at that game. I think y'all were. There's a camp show, Dear Lexi, where it's great. It has Tanuki Mario on it. It was the Mario camp. Were y'all at that one? Yeah. I think I was at that one. This is a, did y'all just see it? This is the one, and I actually played this one. I played Mario, so my mom was such a good mom. She let me play video games all the time. I don't know if that's good or not. All the time. And I actually, surprisingly enough, figured this one out on my own. But basically, he sits there, he holds down, eventually you fall back, you run behind the screen, you get this whistle thing, and you get to go to the warp zone. Y'all know the warp zone, right? You go to any warp. Okay, I don't know how I figured that out. I was just being stupid one day. Somebody asked me a question, just I was sitting there holding down the button, my guy fell back. I was like, how did that happen? Okay, but most people had to be told this. They didn't know how to do this, all right? There isn't a stage in your life where, guys, you don't need help. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to spend just a little time there. And I don't even know if I got enough to last us all the time. But the good news is, God doesn't expect us to do this alone, all right? God wants to help us. He wants to help us. So, to you guys, y'all by now, y'all know King Solomon, right? I'll get my slides up here. Who's King Solomon? We know about him. Let's know. Wisest man ever. All right. Anything else you know about him? son of David, a man after God's own heart. Yeah. Anything else?
He had a whole lot of wives.
He did have a lot of wives.
He had a lot of riches.
He had a lot of riches. I would probably pretty much say there probably wasn't anything Solomon did not have. All right? So what I want you guys to do, let's open up our Bibles. Everybody open up the 1 Kings. All right? 1 Kings, and I'm going to get somebody to read chapter 3. Phone, Bible, you guys are not going to I don't have to write for the Bible. All right. Who wants to read? Verses 5 through 9. 1 Kings 3, 5 through 9. Yeah, that was.
I give you over the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. God said, ask, what shall I give you? Solomon said, you have shown great mercy to your servant David, my father. Does he walk before you in truth and righteousness, and in uprightness, and heart with you? You have continued this great kindness for him, and you have given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day. Now, O Lord my God, you have made your servant king. Instead of my father David, God, I am a little child. I do not know how to go out and come in. Your servant is in the midst of your people whom you have chosen, great people, too numerous to be numbered and counted. Therefore, give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this great people?
All right. So, Solomon's been given Israel. All right? At the time, right now in his life, he's about the age of Chandler. All right? So you imagine Chandler, what she was here. Israel's yours. What are you thinking? Lord have mercy. Poor guy, can't even put his shirt on the right way at the time, right? Chandler's got Israel, right? All right, and what does he ask for? What does he ask God for? Wisdom. He says, hey, I need to know right from wrong. Please, I want to have a heart to go to your people. He says, God, I need this. Of all the things he could ask for, he could ask for riches. He could ask for anything you wanted. He could ask for those thousands of wives. All right, I can't handle one. I don't know why I would want 1,000. But he says, I want to do right, okay? He says up here, he says, I want to do right, okay? I need wisdom to do that, God. Can you do this, please? Okay? And what does God do? God said a minute ago, right? What does he do? He answers his prayer. He gives him wisdom. All right? And the cool thing is, Solomon also took this wisdom, and what does he do with it? He documents it. Right? Does anybody know books that he's associated with in the Bible? Proverbs, Song of Solomon, any others? Ecclesiastes? Right? He's connected to all these books. Right? So he's taking some of his wisdom that God gave him, and we know some of the things he did with it, some of the trouble he got into, and all the vanity. And he takes this and he documents it down, okay? And the Bible actually, through some of his documentation, he actually points out how important wisdom is. And he actually calls it out and says it. So look, I want somebody to read this. It's Proverbs 2. I actually want to go through verse 13. I don't have it on here. You guys turn to Proverbs 2, and I need a reader for 6 through 13. I apologize, I decided after the slide to add 13. All right, who wants to read that?
I agree.
All right, go ahead, Silas.
69.
6 through 13. Just go to 13.
The Lord gives wisdom, comes not on knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk uprightly. He guards the paths of justice and preserves the way of the saints. And you will understand righteousness and justice, equity and a good path. When wisdom enters your heart, and knowledge is pleasant to your soul. Discretion will preserve you. Understanding will keep you, to deliver you from the way of evil, from the man who speaks perverse things. From those who lead the paths of uprightness to walk in the paths.
So how important is wisdom, guys?
Very.
Why is that? We just talked about other stages of our life. Everything went through. How important is it? What's it equated to? What are some things that it's associated with in this verse? And y'all can see it there. What do y'all see it there?
It's a shield.
Yeah. It's equated to a shield, right? What else? Hang on, simple story, I can do it. So what else is equated to?
It delivers you from evil.
Delivers you from evil. Right? Guarding justice. What else we got here? We got preserving. All right. Knowing the right path. All right. These are things that Solomon asked for. He's like, hey, Lord, I need to govern these people, right? And here he's writing it down. Okay, I believe it was the first part, at least the first third of Proverbs that he's involved in. I need to check that, but he puts down how important wisdom is and why he needs it. Okay. So all this good comes from God through wisdom, all right? But what I want you guys to know, and you may have seen this analogy, what's the difference between wisdom and knowledge, all right? God gave him all this stuff to know, but God also gave him wisdom. So what's the difference between wisdom that you're using and just knowing things? You guys are learning stuff in school right now, all the typical English, math, all the stuff. Who hates English? I cannot stand English. I hate it. I still don't know that head word. It's too much better than that. I don't want to know, and I really don't care. But that's knowledge, okay? And that adds to how to do proper grammar, which I think that too. But what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Well, I think one is more important.
I was going to say that. I think wisdom is knowledge with experience.
Wisdom is knowledge with experience. Y'all agree with that? I think that's dead on. I think that's dead on. Have y'all seen this analogy? What's that say? Knowledge is knowing that tomatoes are fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put that fruit in a fruit salad. All right? That's the type of stuff. You know things, and just because you know it, you know the rules of the road, maybe. You know how to drive. All right? But wisdom is going to be watching those drivers in front of you. All right? Who feels they're pretty decent driver? Anybody? Why do you feel you're decent? What do you do while you drive that makes you feel like you're good at it?
Well, like, throughout, like, the time I'm driving to school and stuff, like, my dad's been, like, telling me stuff, and, like, I've been, like, picking it up, and I've just become more smoother.
Smoother at it.
Like,
Is there anything you've done that you feel like you're more smooth? Because you know you need to follow speed. And you know you got to stop at red lights and stop signs on that.
I have to, like, so when I'm driving, I take my brothers with me, too, so, like, that becomes...
Lord have mercy.
I know, it has to be more focused and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
my dad made me just trust, like, not to do anything stupid.
Okay. So what's something stupid?
Like, anything, I guess, like, trying to speed or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything that'll risk safety.
Anything to risk safety? Okay. Let's build on this. What are you going to say? About driving. What makes you a good driver?
Oh, I just get this.
You can get places fast. Okay, so being a good driver is getting places fast. You all agree with that? I got some yeses and some nos. Okay. He ain't crashed yet? Do you think he's going to crash? You don't? I hope for you you don't. Honestly, don't. I don't want to ever give you, I told you so. What do you think? So when you're driving, you're going to learn that it's more than just stopping and starting and going to speed. Okay, I'm looking 2, 3, 4 cars ahead. I know that car up there impacts this car, impacts that car, impacts that car, impacts me. It's more than just a guy trying to get his lights. All right, when you're starting out, it's like watch the car, watch the car. I know that I have a hard time focusing. So I know that if I get on my phone, even talking, even hands-free while I'm driving, I'm going to have an accident. I know I can. All right, wisdom is knowing, hey, somebody's calling me, is texting me, I can't look at it because I'm not capable of doing both things. All right, I've not had an accident in years. But back when I did have it, I had several, it's because I wasn't focused. All right. Another example, my dad used to love to tell the story And this was years ago, back when a nickel was actually worth something, and a dime was actually worth something, you could actually buy a Coke with it, years ago. They would go down to eat, this is when he was really young. And there's this guy there, and he had a mental issue in his head, okay? So he was a server there, he helped out, did stuff, bus tables, whatnot. And he couldn't always think at the normal level people his age were. And they would come up to him, and they would go to give him the tip, and they'd say, Bob, I've got a nickel for you, and I got a quarter. Now, a nickel and a dime. You can have whichever one you want. This is your tip. And they knew what Bob would do. Bob would always take them every time. And they would say, Bob, why do you take the nickel? He's like, because it's bigger. All right? So the guys would make fun constantly. They would put this money down. Okay? Most of them didn't, people didn't tip other guys off. But Bob, they would put this money down. Every time. And finally Dad pulled Bob aside one day. He said, Bob, why do you do that? Why do you take the nickel every time? The dime is worth more. Has anybody told you that? And Bob said, yeah, I know. He said, I know. He said, but if I didn't play student, it would do it. He did that for a long time. He used his head up here. That's knowledge and wisdom. He knows the dime's worth more. But his wisdom said, if I just play along with these kids. And that's how he collected his tips. Yeah, it's kind of a neat story, and I always liked it. I always thought that was kind of cool. So, let's think a little bit more about this, all right? Actually, we don't got too much more left. Somebody read this. You don't get the books out. Somebody read this. James 1:5. All right? What's it say?
Got it. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him.
All right? So, how much wisdom does God have, guys? Infinite amount. You think he's got a little left over to give? I think that's I would definitely agree with that. All right? So how do we get it? What do we do to get wisdom? We ask. It says it right there, right? Ask God. If anybody lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously. He's just not going to give to you. He's really going to give it to us. All right? When's the last time y'all asked God for wisdom? When's the last time you prayed? And not just, hey, God, please help me do good on this test. Really pray. Help me make a wise decision, God. Let me go and do. When's the last time you sit there when you're in a sticky situation, or just on a regular day, you just pray and ask God for wisdom? What's the benefit of praying a fervent prayer, the same thing over and over about God gives you wisdom? Not just God gives her word of it. I'm talking about God every day from the heart. Please give me wisdom. Please help me. What does that do for you? You might know. We talk about something.
Feels a deeper connection with God, possibly.
What's that?
It feels a deeper connection with God.
I think that's part of it. If you're focused on something constantly, you think you're more likely to do something about it. All right? If you're focused and you pray on something constantly, God, please help this person do this. Please help this person do that. You're probably more likely to actually go help them yourself, right? You go do something and be a part of it. You pray for wisdom constantly. It's on your head about trying to be active in gaining wisdom. Okay. Now, is God just going to come out and just say, "Okay, here you go, Cody. Here's your wisdom," right? We know the answer to that, right? All right. And I do think He actually helps us in some situations. You may pray for help or something. I think God makes things available to you, so you can it actually comes to your head. Okay, so yes, pray in that sense. But when it comes to this life with wisdom, this wisdom is going to carry you throughout your life. As you get older, as you get a job, as you get married, all those things, okay? That stuff you got to work at. That stuff you got to work at. God is not going to come out to us and say, here's your entire life wisdom. You got it now, go. All right? I don't know if that would be good for me at a young age. I don't know how I would act, what I would do. If I would use it for sin or use it to God's glory. All right? So I think He's going to dish out wisdom too as well. We're going to use it for His glory. So it's all about, if you ask Him for wisdom, all right, then what are you gonna do, okay? Right? You ask God for safety, He gives you locks, you gotta lock those locks, right? You ask God for wisdom, what are you gonna do to help me? And specifically, not just wisdom, but wisdom is gonna be a godly. What do you guys do? You ask God, we got one, that's the starting point, right? What else do you do? There's 3 things I want to teach you guys, okay? That I think will carry you, especially if you get to high school and even college. All right?
You gotta practice it with them, you gotta nurture it,
You gotta nurture it,
and just, gotta get and let it
you gotta work on
sit
it.
your back.
You're heading to a place I'm going. Yeah, hang on to that one. I'm gonna come back to that. That's a good one. So godly wisdom, all right? Ask, pray, read the Bible. We all agree on that. All right, so that's a godly piece, all right? All right, what else can you, okay, so you've got that, you've been studying your Bible, you've been reading it, you know it through and through. That's great, all right? You've got your foundation. All right, now, you get older, earlier y'all said, what do you do when you get to, when you get a job? Right now, when you're younger, you go out to your parents' help. You get a job, your parents aren't interns. Your mom and dad are gonna come down and say, you're gonna take care of mama's girl here? All right, I don't like how you're treating her, you're upsetting her, you're giving her too much work. You want your mom or dad down there to go work doing that? I've heard it happen. But no, don't do that. If your boss is treating you bad, don't have your mom come down, all right? All right? What are you going to do? What are you going to do in your job if you need help?
Go to an older coworker that is doing it for you.
There. Find you a mentor. As you guys get older, find you a mentor to help you do what you need to do. Somebody that has your best interest in mind. And I'll tell you this, there's people out there, they may not publicly say it, they're looking for folks to help. There's other Christians in the work environment, they're looking for people to help. Seek them out and find them, okay? I ran across a young one when I started DuPont years ago, 2000, his name was Sonny. I still see him every now and around town. He's not been my boss for years. I said, Sonny, I want to move up, I want to be a manager. I'm in the lab now, I want to run my town. He said, okay, I know. He was over it too, so it made it easier. So he gave me things I could do every day at work on that. I worked on that every day. And finally, he upgraded me and put me over. And he was my boss. And every day I walked in there, I said, Sonny, give me some tips of what I need to do. He'd tell me what to do. I come back next week. Sonny, I've done this, I'm working on this. He'd say, what else are you working on? I'm doing this. What else can I do? He'd give me something. Third week, fourth week, fifth week, what else you got? What else you got? And I do it, and I do it, and I do it, and I do it. And I continue to work at it and gain that. One time I come there, I said, Sonny, what do you got for me? He said, I got nothing. We got that, what do you got for me? I got nothing. You're doing it. You're doing it. Let me know what you need to do. You should be applying for these rich jobs. Be ready for the next step. I didn't know that. He said, Chris, you need to think about this. You need to encourage you. Find you a mentor. Okay, you guys have your fingers, right? So you got some, hopefully you're taking in their knowledge that you're doing right now. Hopefully you're listening to them. All right? If you're not doing that, take advantage of that. Call these guys up and talk to them. Hey, ask them advice. Your parents are going to give you great advice, but sometimes it's good to kind of get different opinions from other people. It's going to make you think, okay? Now, I'm not saying your parents are wrong. I'm not saying that at all. All right? But I'm saying people and they're human. All right? And most likely, if they're good Christian parents, they want you to reach out to other Christians and talk to them. My wife, she's used the example all the time. When she's trying to work through something, you know what she calls? Call up and she'll call Tammy Fuller. Y'all know who's Tammy Fuller? She'll call Tammy. Why? Tammy's been there. Tammy's got 2 girls older than Alexa. What's she going through? What's she experiencing? What do you see here? And Tammy, her whole life, has always found somebody older than her to talk to. So Tammy's passing that wisdom down to Jenny as well. All right? Find somebody. So the first thing I want you guys to do is spend time studying the Bible. Read it. Picking up knowledge. The second thing is find your mentor. In every stage of your life, look for a mentor who can help. And you're going to have several. I've had handfuls. And some people that I love like others. All right. The third thing I want to tell you is mentor somebody else. Have any of you guys ever taught anything in your life? Taught anything? Have you ever tutored somebody? Have you ever taught anybody how to do anything? Or prepare a lesson or anything? You guys prepare some lessons. What'd you do when y'all prepared these lessons? How do you prepare a lesson for church? Right? All right? And do you think of the last one you got one in your head? Y'all have? You kind of remember? Because you studied it. Chances are you're going to walk away today and only remember about 10% of what I said. If you even picked up 50% today. But when you study it yourself, you know what you take away? And you teach somebody, you pick up 90%. And when you study to teach somebody, you pick up 90%. And you learn something new. Find somebody to mentor you over to. These kids, you guys, we had a middle school Devo last week, and Aiden sit up there and talk to the middle schoolers. It was really good. And his advice was wonderful. And I said, guys, y'all need to listen to him. He's trying to help you. He's just been there. Follow him. Find somebody to mentor too. Find somebody who can help. You can work with, because as you help them, as you teach a younger sibling how to drive, you'll pick up things yourself as well. All right? But when you do that, give them that godly wisdom as well. I had a friend, a coworker, okay? We just formed a new team, and I've been working with him for a while, and they pulled this guy from Europe, and he's really young. Okay? Older young, but really young. And he was doing things that made himself look like he was putting himself first and trying to get ahead and put us down. And the guy I'm working with, Andre, he's driving Andre crazy. All right? Andre's my age. And he said, what's he doing? What's he doing? I said, Andre, I'm going to go to the boss, and I'm going to tell him, this ain't going to happen. I said, Andre, what are you doing? I said, do you have a problem with the guy named John? John, I said, Spencer, you know what I'm going with. If you have a problem with John, who do you go talk with? John. What's the Bible say? If you have a problem with a Christian, go talk to that Christian. And if they don't listen, what do you do? It's scriptural. If they don't listen, what do you do? What?
Pray about it.
Well, there's another step. It says grab another Christian, grab another brother, and go talk to that brother. Okay? And if then he won't listen, then he's on his own. Okay? He's got to go, you've done what you can do. You know, you've got to leave it to God. And I said, Andre, and my advice from straight to the bottom. It wasn't that situation. I said, you got a problem with John? You need to go to John. You need to talk to John. I said, if that didn't work, come drive one of us, and let's do it well. He said, okay. A few weeks went by, we actually met in person. We were together, we got to know him, we come back and said, Chris, thank you. That was the best advice. I didn't go to the boss, I didn't make him look bad, I didn't make me look bad, and we're actually getting along really good. Things are going well. Like, straight up the Bible, guys. Use this to help as you help others, okay? That's how you mentor. Take your mentor. When you guys know how to work right and live right, use that to help others. Say, look, read the Bible, right? And that will warm up. You know, two final things is God didn't expect us to go along, so don't. He wants to help us to live, all right? Read the Bible. Find a mentor somebody. All right, I'll keep that in mind. All right, it's gonna serve you well, I can promise you. Always look for a mentor. Any questions? Y'all are incredibly boring today. When's class going to be? 10 o'clock? All right, I'll free to go. Let's go in prayer. I'm gonna have one more gentleman. Prayers out, don't ever be expensive. I know you will. Anybody want to give him a prayer? He's like the steady prayer. So I try to push it off on somebody else. This is me mentor y'all. Go ahead, sir.
All right, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this wonderful day that you blessed us with, for us to be able to come together as a family, as a church, to worship and learn more about you. Please bless us all with wisdom. Help us to use it in our day-to-day lives and spread your word everywhere that we go. Thank you especially for the sacrifice your son made on the cross for our sins. There is no prayer. Thank you. Thank you.